Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, February 7th, 2024. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. I'm never going to understand three things in life: the internet and what attracts people to certain stories, the news cycle, and women. As for the internet, the story about Maryland Day a couple days ago has been read by more than 12,000 people in the past 3 days, and I just don't understand that. As for the news cycle, today is very, very light. Yesterday was very heavy. And women, well, we all know that neither gender can understand the other, so no sense in trying. Anyhow, as I said, we have a little bit of news, so let's get into it, shall we? Let's call this first story The Strange Case of a Gullible Employee. On the morning of February 5th, the Anne Arundel County Police were called to the Wawa store located at 321 Bush's Frontage Road following an attempted robbery and fraud incident. The store's manager received a phone call at 3:30 a.m., and the caller convinced her that he was from corporate and that the store was behind on their bills. He told her to remove the money from the store's safe, walk next door to the Exxon station, and exchange it for Bitcoin in their little Bitcoin exchanger. With nothing sounding the least bit suspicious, the manager took the money to the Exxon, where the clerk at the Exxon there told her it was a scam. As she was headed back to the Wawa, she was approached by a heavyset male in his 40s wearing a black hoodie who tried to grab the money. He was not successful. He ran and is still at large. The county police are also investigating an armed carjacking in a residential neighborhood in Crofton yesterday morning. 3 Hispanic males approached a victim with one brandishing a handgun and demanding the car keys. They then fled in the victim's white 2020 Honda Accord. The car was later found abandoned near the interchange of I-97 and I-895, but the suspects were not located. The police are looking for witnesses or anyone with any information. In business news, J.P. Morgan Chase & Company, or Chase Bank, has announced a significant expansion in Greater Baltimore as part of a national strategy to open up more than 500 new branches by 2027. This move is part of Chase's aggressive growth plan, having already added 650 branches and entered 25 new states and Washington, D.C. over the past 5 years. Here in our local area, local banks have been closing left and right, and Chase plans to open 11 new branches in Greater Baltimore. They said they're going to be focusing on Baltimore County, Anne Arundel County, and Howard County. There is no listing of where they will, but they are popping up all over. I know I've seen them taking over the old PNC and Bank of America branches. In related banking news, the First National Bank has said that they are closing their Cape St. Clair branch, and the Capers are not happy about it at all. They are appealing to corporate to keep their neighborhood bank open and running. Up this Saturday on the Local Business Spotlight, we're going to be chatting with Bo Bollinger, who is the Executive Director of Crab Sailing, all about their new ABC, or Adaptive Boating Center. We also dropped that bonus pod we told you about with Dr. Bruce Fleming, who is very critical of the changes he has seen at the Naval Academy and has been very vocal about it. More so now in his new book. Do give that one a listen and pick up that book. It's really very interesting. And by now, you know the drill. Please let your friends, neighbors, and colleagues all know about our daily news recap email. It's free. It comes to your inbox every night at 7 p.m. and will keep you up to speed on all the top local news stories. And it's paywall free. If you pass the word along and we get more subscribers, I'm going to stop whining about it, so it's a win for everybody. Here's a link right here in the show notes. All right, let's put this puppy to bed with a quick thank you to you and also to our sponsors for the Daily News Brief: Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, and Hospice of the Chesapeake. So now you just need to hang tight because George Young from DCMD VA Weather is standing by with the only locally forecasted weather report you will find, and Bridget, also known as BeeprBuzz, is here with Annapolis After Dark. Anyhow, all that is coming up for you in just a bit, so Stick around.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Is all this talk of inflation making you uneasy? Me too, especially the uncertainty. How bad will it eat into my future purchasing power? Well, don't feel helpless because solar energy can give you some financial control. By installing and owning your solar system, you can lock out electricity cost inflation by locking in your electricity price for more than 25 years. Many of our inflation-fighting clean energy systems offset 100% of the annual electricity demands. Customers frequently add electric vehicle charging and backup batteries to their solar projects, providing them inexpensive auto fuel and additional energy security for the home. Freeze energy inflation in its tracks by committing to affordable, clean solar energy. Call us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net. But don't wait another minute. Sunshine's a wasted.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Wednesday, February 7th. It was another clear and calm weather day for the Annapolis region yesterday, and conditions will not only stay fairly quiet and nice over the next several days, but temperatures will also warm up into the 60s by Saturday. Look for sunny skies today and tomorrow with highs near the 50-degree mark, to be followed by a mixture of sun and clouds Friday with temperatures in the mid or even upper 50s, with more mixed skies Saturday with PM highs climbing into the low or mid 60s, ahead of more mid to upper 50s and mixed skies Sunday to close out the weekend, with it now looking like rain chances may hold off until Monday. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow DCMDVA Weather on Facebook and X for updates throughout each day, along with the website at dcmdvaweather.info, so you can always stay weather informed.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
The music scene in Anne Arundel County is popping, and sometimes it's hard to sort through it all. From blues to pop, from funk to ska, BeeprBuzz has it all covered for you in this week's Annapolis After Dark.
Good morning, Annapolis. BeeprBuzz here with your Annapolis After Dark weekend music highlights for Wednesday, February 7th through Sunday, February 11th. Go to the socials for Annapolis Streaming and BeeprBuzz, and also both websites for the full schedule. We update the Facebook posts and all websites with changes and cancellations, so you know before you go. AnnapolisStreaming.com and BeeprBuzz.com. Just a quick note, I want to say rest in peace to Toby Keith. If any of you were with me at the Outlaw Jam in 2019 at the fairgrounds, he put on a phenomenal show. I saw him for the first time way back when in Hershey, Pennsylvania, opening for Reba McEntire. Nobody knew who he was, but I can tell you that when he came out and played Who's That Man?, I was a big fan instantly. Back to the music, locally. Live music for today, Wednesday. Nate Finn will be rocking Middleton Tavern solo. Rhythm and Screaming with Arthur Ricos will be at Santa Joe's on West Street. Doug Segree and Eric Scott are back at their residency at Harper's Waterfront in Edgewater. Mixed Business Duo will be at Mother's on a Wednesday. Woohoo! Joey Fitz will be at Langway's in Crofton. This is going to be a new one on Wednesdays. More to come on this one. The Highland Brothers, one of my favorites, will be at Catch 22 down at North Beach. And under my other things to do, Hurricane Kevin's open mic night is back up at Firm Brewing in the Crofton Gambrels area. Thursday, Get to the Point for Brian Ewald. I love being able to say that again. Nate Finn will be solo at Ram's Head Tavern in downtown Annapolis. Ben Heemstraw of Ben and the Bee Band will be at Market House. The Late Risers will be at Dark Horse. Alexander Peters will be at Reynolds Tavern. Howl at the Moon Dance Party returns to Pussers with Timmy Metz Band featuring Tampo. Jennifer Schimpf will be at Killarney House in Davidsonville. Up in the Dena, Joe Bryan will be at Rumor Meal. And under my other things to do, there will be trivia at the Speakeasy at Second Alarm Brew House in Pasadena, and also trivia at Firm Brewing in Crofton. Weekend music. Friday night, start with Happy Hour at Blackwall Hitch with Dana B, and stay for Rick and the Revolving Doors. Joey Fitz will be at Gina's Cantina in Millersville. Fridays at Vibe, which used to be Union Jacks. This Friday, Honey Soul, Michael McHenry Tribe, 8 OHMs, and Q-Funk, a Pretty Music Academy band, all at one night at Fridays at Vibe. In downtown Annapolis, Swamp Poodle comes to Annapolis for the first time. They will be at Castle Bay. You may have seen them in the past at Old Bowietown Grill. Slanche did that. Ryan Keith Band will be at Stan & Joe's on West Street with special guests Tucker Hinkle and Russell Jacobson. Mike Cure will be at Reynolds Tavern. George Evans will be solo at Severna Park Tap House. Acoustic Mad Planet returns to Odie's Booze Box in Odenton. John Lusky Duo will be at Edgewater American Legion on Friday night, and this is open to the public. Pete Best will be back at Killarney House in Davidsonville. And if you missed Dana B earlier in the night, catch him later on Friday at Blackwall Barn and Lodge in Gambrels. Meg Burry and Brian Ewald are back at Brian Brew. And down the road, Moose Jaw Bluegrass will be at Mother's in Arnold. Up in the Dena, catch Mixed Business Duo at Rumor Meal. Saturday, big night at Stan & Joe's. You may only know open mic to be on Mondays, but Saturday marks 20 years. 20 years of open mic night hosted by Hurricane Kevin there. He never stopped. He took it virtual during COVID, and it even got bigger. There will be special guests, drink specials, and all kinds of fun. Also on Saturday, Dave Teef will be down at Killarney House in Davidsonville. Joey Fitz will be down at Stan & Joe's Riverside in Galesville. Mad Planet Band returns to Malloy's in the Crofton Gambrels area. Kevin Pollak and Doghouse Blue are playing Smashing Grapes in Gambrels. Meerkat Nation will be rocking Ram's Head Roadhouse in Crownsville. And over on the shore, Joe Bryan will be at Poorhouse Pub. Remember, these are just the highlights. Find the full schedule of music for all of Annapolis and the surrounding areas on the Annapolis Streaming Facebook event and on the websites AnnapolisStreaming.com and BeeprBuzz.com, spelled BeeprBuzz. Add the websites to the homepage on your cell phone to make them an app. Then it's just 2 clicks to the music anytime. I'll see you out there.
Have you ever had to wait to get an appointment at the Apple Store? Skip the wait and the line at the mall by visiting Mac Medics in Severna Park or Lanham, where appointments are not necessary. Mac Medics is an Apple-authorized service provider. Mac Medics services all Apple devices, including broken iPhone screens and batteries, and all without an appointment. Most iPhone repairs are complete the same day and usually within a few hours. Mac Medics is also an Apple-authorized reseller and sell Apple products at the same price as the Apple Store. Visit Mac Medics in Severna Park or Lanham for Apple-authorized sales and service and shop local. Don't wait for help. Call Mac Medics at 410-757-MAX, which is 410-757-6227. It's 410-757-6227. Or visit them online at macmedics.com. You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues. This is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at EyeOnAnnapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.